Welcome to the Peak Mindset Show. My name is Mathew Park, and today we're going to talk about certainty, the power of certainty, and why it is so important in your life to have that certainty emotion in your life. And where does it come from? How do we get it? How can we get more of it to achieve the goals and dreams that you truly want to achieve? I had this interesting story happen recently with my own life where I had talking to a friend here recently about certainty and why he wasn't reaching his goals or why I wasn't reaching my certain goals. And it dawned on me very easily through that conversation because he's like, Matt, I was actually describing my process of certain, I'm actually describing to you guys right now on this podcast on what I teach people to do to get into certain states, to really get them into that process. But he's like, Matt, how come you aren't doing that all the time in your own life? And I thought to myself, interesting question. And I reflected more on that process of why I wasn't doing it or why, this or why that. And I thought all these whys don't make any sense. Focus on what you can change in the moment. What can you change to create a solution? That's the thinking that you want to be in ultimately. So in reflection, I began to realize that there's these 5 pillars I've talked about for years, the 5 pillars of state. They actually intertwine into what certainty is or how certainty can be. Because if you are in your life and you're doing a sales presentation, or you're going to the gym, or you have a date with a girl or a guy, or you're going to do, a speaking engagement somewhere, you have to be in a certain state. Certainty actually goes right in line with self-confidence. If those two work together, you've got a massive home run. But the key is, how do you get certain? How the heck do you get certain to allow yourself every day to be in that state of emotion to create what you want and to be the way you want so you can further impact the way you want to impact? So here it goes. So I'm going to go back to those 5 pillars of state. And the 5 pillars are this. The first pillar is your body physiology. Your body physiology is everything with how your body responds when you move it, okay? Body is movement. That's part of the 5 pillars of state. The second comes down to what you focus on in your mind. What is your mind actually focused on? The third piece is your language. So whatever language you're using in that context, the words coming out of your mouth are very powerful for state. Fourth is your intensity. Are you walking around, basically in a way that you have your shoulders slumped? Your body is a very disempowering state. These things will affect you and how you will be in a certain state of emotion. The 5th pillar comes down to your vibration or frequency. Are you at a frequency at a 5 out of 10 or are you at a 9 out of 10? Where are you at for a vibration? These 5 things create certainty. Now certainty, the beauty of certainty is this, is that in our life, everything we do, everything we have, everything around us, I believe comes down to us at the end of the day. It comes down to how you are as a person. And that's where certainty comes from. So if you haven't achieved a goal, how certain are you of your goal? If you haven't achieved something in your training goals, how certain are you of your training goals? If you haven't reached something, maybe certainty in your relationship, how certain are you that you maybe are the best partner for your partner or that you've even given your best to achieve what you want to achieve in the relationship? There's so many factors in certainty. But right now, in this very moment that I'm talking to you in this podcast, is we want you to understand, I want to help you understand how you can be certain all the time. And if certainty is in part of your life, in your DNA, and you know how to change it and also be aware of when you aren't very certain how that can affect you, you're going to have impeccable results, period. You're going to go to the next level. There's no questions asked there. So here's how you do it. The first thing with certainty comes down, if you notice my voice, I change my voice quite a bit. I might have my voice high, I might have it low. I might have it more stabilized. I may keep a very monotone voice, or I may have a very elevated voice. These all affect your certainty level because certainty does come down to your 5 senses and 5 pillars. Taste, hear, touch, smell, taste. Those are also part of certainty, even though you're thinking, Matthew, that makes no sense. Yes, it does. If you really think about it, that everything you do from your senses reflects on your certainty in combination with the 5 pillars. So the smells you smell, the sounds you hear, the things you touch, these all affect how your body is at a certain level of frequency level. So if you, for example, if you smell something that's terrible, obviously you're probably going to feel pretty terrible. So you want to make sure that if you want to change your certainty level, even when you're in those elements in your life, when you maybe are exposed something that maybe is making you feel bad, that's going to obviously change how your certainty level goes down. So now you have to be able to turn it around to create certainty in the up phase. How do you do that? Here you go. The first thing is using your tone and the power of your words. That could be the power of declarations. It could be the power of the words you use. It could be a power word, a power phrase, whatever you want. The second comes down to the thoughts. So you must transfer thoughts. Now, what I suggest you do is you have a morning meditation practice and also in the evening to allow yourself to help reprogram and balance your thought process. But the thoughts come down to you have to be able to focus on the mind. Even though people say you can multitask, I think that's baloney. As far as I'm concerned, the mind can focus really good, really epically on one thing. Okay, you probably can do multiple tasks. You can be on the computer, you can be, seeing one thing on the screen. That's multitasking. That's fine. But when I say you're trying to go and change your whole state of vibration, that is a focused process. So you must actually channel your thoughts into thinking, what picture do you want to have? What inspiring picture do you want right now in your mind that creates a certain state? Picture something that creates certainty that will shift your vibration, which is number 5. And if you do it in an intense fashion, like I'm telling you right now, if my body moves a certain way, my shoulders are moving a certain way, this will allow you then to have a certain state right away. The 5th piece is the body physiology. If you notice, I move my body, I'm shifting, I'm using my fists. These will affect how your certain level actually will go from maybe a 4 or 5 or whatever it is at the beginning to now up to a 9 or a 10. So guys, pay close attention to those things. If you follow what I'm showing you right now, I guarantee you can be in a certainty state every day. You can go from a low level to a high level in seconds just by following the 5 pillars, being aware of your senses, because the senses will affect the vibration. And then when you sense that you're off or your certain level is going down or you're just not in the right vibration, shift that sucker. Get things changed, move it around, get shifted, and get in the state now to create the certainty life that you want to have, the results you want to achieve, and the impact you want to create. Have an epic day.